One second. Can you guys hear the fan? You shouldn't be able to hear it.
Not too much.
All right. I'm going to turn it down. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, 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 everyone. Let me pause. Pause that for a second. All right. Copy. Key. Live stream. Lux Talk. Paste. All right. On today's session, it's going to be a little different. Today's session is, going to give you guys a chance to, show what you know. If you had the one-on-ones, that's perfect. But this call today, we want you to be able to show what you know. Okay, don't be afraid. I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, I'm going to walk you through it. Make sure that you truly understand it. Okay, because we want to go into this week different. Okay, different than what we did last week or the week before. All right, so about to get this thing started right about now. Lux go, Lux go, Lux go, Lux go.
See, the problem ain't the market.
Welcome to Lux Talk.
It's what you do inside the moment. You got into a bad trade. Lux, talk about it. Let's talk about it. Don't run from it, face your losses, talk about it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
You're confused, don't hide about it. Go back to your notes, that's the way about it. Let's talk about it. Every scar in the market got a lesson about it. You was chasing, now you paying, ain't no doubt about it. Right,
lock in, lock in, lock in.
You over leverage, Lux, talk about it. You pulled the trigger too early, Lux, talk about it. You saw the move.
Perfect, perfect. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lux Talk. My name is Oren Coach Wright. Super, super, super excited to be here this beautiful Sunday evening. Listen, if this is your first time here and you're wondering, what is Lux Talk about? Well, right there, self-explanatory. We're going to talk about the market tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about those issues that you might be having in the market, ladies and gentlemen. So, grab your notepads and pen and let's talk about it. Perfect, perfect. So now we had an amazing week. Some of us had an amazing week this week in the market, and some maybe you didn't. Okay, maybe you didn't have a good week, but that's what we want to talk about. I want, if you can, maybe you want to type inside the chat box. Maybe you want to unmute and maybe you learned something this week and you just want to showcase it with everyone, or maybe you want confirmation. This is what the episode of Lux Talk is about. Okay, we want to hear from you, your struggles, your fears. Okay, I had a conversation today, and it always starts off with a conversation. I had a conversation today, and we spoke about being able to see the market. The market is telling the same story, but just in a different environment. Think about that for a second. It's telling the same story, but in a different environment. And what I mean by a different environment, it's telling me that, hey, I just got to break a structure to the upside. The market just created uh, this move here. I'm just going to draw on my screen real quick. Let me see if you guys can see this. Okay. You may say to yourself, you know, the market just went up. The market pulled back. The market went higher, gave me a break of structure. This was my starting point. They came back down and crashed below. So I'm looking for sales in this zone, right? You see that? Somebody else might see this. The market came back to that sell zone, pulled back, pushed back into this area right here, sold off this level, and when they came back to the zone, this is going to be their sell zone right here. The same story in a different environment. What if you're being trained? You ever think about that? You see, you look at it as a loss in your trading account. Oh man, I just lost. But what if you're paying to be trained? Because I feel like when you pay attention. When people are paying, they pay attention. But give them some freebies. Give them some freebies. What do you think is going to happen? Nah, I'm only here for the freebies. That's it. And I'm not even going to apply that extra stuff. Give people something that they can use right now and see a difference. That's all they want versus those who are saying, hey, look, I'm here for the knowledge. Because at any point, if I ever get into the same situation all over again, I don't have to go back to you and say, hey, can you tell me how to do this again? Isn't that part the worst? When you've been given instructions, but you weren't really paying attention. You didn't take it serious when you've been given those instructions. Who's been there before? I ain't really going to take this serious, man. But then the moment you get into it, the moment you get excited, what do we say? You know what? I kind of like this. I kind of like this right here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention now. So now you got to go back to that person. You got to go back to that person and say, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me that thing all over again? I think I missed a step. That's the embarrassing part. Okay? That's the embarrassing part. But here's what I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. When you get on these calls, when you get on these sessions, okay? When you get on these sessions, take notes. Because there's going to be a point in your life when you're going to take it serious. Those who take notes, take it serious. They don't just write scribble. You take detailed notes. So whether you're learning basic market structure, whether you're learning a pattern, okay? Whether you're learning a pattern, when it's time for you to face that setup in the market, you can always go back to your notes because your notes are going to help you get through it. Oh, trust me. A lot of you have been on the calls with me and you ask, how did you know that the market was going to come there? How did you know that the market was going to reject at that level? Because I took notes. I took notes from the market. Oh man, I got to start taking notes. I got to start taking notes. You might say to yourself, hey, I need somebody, choose any pair, okay? You guys know I do this because when I'm looking at these charts, regardless, let me tell you how I take notes. When I'm looking at these charts, even if the market goes against me, I know how to adapt. Okay? That's right. Even if it goes, I know how to adapt. So I'm just going to chop up the market real quick and tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Perfect. Okay? Here we are in the live charts. And for anyone on the call who already knows what they're looking for, you already know what you're looking for. And if you're on the call and you already know what you're looking for, I want you to mark out if this, if not this, then that. This, it's going to do this, but if market conditions change, it's going to do that. I need you to draw on my screen and show me what you want the market to do next. I didn't choose this pair, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Is anyone drawing on my screen? Be a student. Be obedient today. Because today might be your breakthrough. Okay? Beautiful. Look at this. Look at the artwork. Look at the artwork. Okay? Look at the artwork. This is not me. My hands are free. No, keep your drawings on the screen. Keep your drawings on the screen. And put your name. Put your name next to your drawing. I want you guys to see the artwork. Okay? Look at this. I want, if not this, then it's going to do that. Now let's play the market. Let's go to my thought process. Okay? Here's my thought process. I got support right here. Support. Leave your drawings on the screen. Okay? And then, next thing you know, I got a zone right here where I'm expecting buyers to come in anywhere in this level. Okay? Kim, you already know. Whenever you see the face never lies. The face never lie. Okay? The face never lie. So now, we're saying if the market don't do this and give us that buy, then we're saying it's going to drop down. All right, keep your drawings on the screen. Wow. Wow. How does that feel, ladies and gentlemen? How does that feel? You can remove your drawings. Okay? How does it feel to see the market do what you predicted? That's what you predicted. Okay? That's what you predicted. And as that market is moving, you can probably see areas where you will react. You will probably see areas where you would react. Oh, okay. It's like playing a game. Okay, right here, right here. All right, I'll sell right here. I'll buy right here. Okay, I'll sell right here. I'll buy right here. Oh, if it does this, I'm going to do this. If it does this, boom, I'm going to do that. Boom. Let me pause it. Let me pause it. I'm going to bring it back. Because when you saw this market, for those who know, when you saw this market right in this level, and you saw that it was moving, you said to yourself, you know what? Boom. If they do this, I'm selling this. I'm selling. You already said to yourself, I'm selling this. You can already see it. It didn't close, but you know if it gives you that close below, you know what you're going to do. Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm selling this. And look, how many of you looking at this said, you know what? This is my test trade once we got the close below. That's going to be my test trade. How many of you already know? Draw out the next play after your test trade. I'm not doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Draw out on the screen, on the zones, what comes after your test trade. What must the market do? Let me see your drawings. Mm-hmm. Draw on the candles. Draw on the candles what pattern we're looking for after the market hit that green box. Mm-hmm. Okay, remove your drawings. Green box. You saw this. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we need that change of direction. We need that play so we can get into that trade. And as that market keeps moving, dropping lower and lower. Oh, you say, oh, we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. They got support right there. What shows up at support? Put inside the chat box. What shows up at support? Yep, that's right. We know what shows up at support. And you say to yourself, okay, boom. That was a buy entry right there. This is on GU on a daily time frame. Can you imagine letting this market ride up for 263 pips of pure pleasure? Get your money. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, you're in a battle with yourself of, you know what? All right, I still got my charts upside down. I think so. 6. Yeah, I got my charts upside down. So you're in a battle with yourself and you're saying, I want to see it go way up here. I want to see that market go up here. You're up 263 pips. Now you're back to zero. You're back to zero. What could you have done on a standard lot size, 263 pips? Type inside the chat box, ladies and gentlemen. What could you have done with over $2,000? Drop inside the chat box. What would you have done with $2,000? Okay. TP1, you're out. Mortgage bill. This market hit TP1, TP2. There's a lot of things that you would have done, but guess what? It's back at zero now. You stayed in this trade, overstayed your welcome for 31 days. You wasted 31 days and got paid zero. Let that sink in for a minute. Okay? You wasted 31 days. How many of you sit in front of the computer, sit in front of your phone trading for 1 hour in profit to hold a trade for another 6 hours and finally get your stop loss hit and walk away with zero? Zero. Are you tired of doing that? Okay? Take your money. Now look, stop loss got hit. You were up $2,000. Take your money. Oh, no, I want to prove that I can catch this swing trade. You see everybody on social media posting, I got I hit take profit 56. I've been in this trade for 40 days and 40 nights. I've been in this trade. When are you going to take your money? Ladies and gentlemen, the only people who are not taking their money when it comes to trading are investors. Are you investing in the Forex market? Okay, are you investing in the Forex market? No, the Forex market is an exchange rate that keeps changing every second. 1 second, the Dominican pesos is 61 to 1, 61 US dollars for 1 peso, and then the next minute is $40. Like, take your money now. But if you're going to invest, you might want to invest in the crypto market. You might want to invest in the stock market. Make your money here in the Forex market. We're talking about 10 trillion every single day. 10 trillion. Take your piece of the pie. You don't have to take a trillion today, but take enough trades, eventually you'll build up. But if you keep holding trades 30 days, 60 days, five weeks, you're still holding this trade and you're at zero. You're paying more money and swap fees than you're making in profit. And then the moment you get out the trade, now you might ask yourself, what happened? Why did the market come directly to my stop loss and move in that direction? You see, that market came back, but here's the question. Did we violate the inverted? Here's the problem right here. Did we violate the head, ladies and gentlemen? You see, most people's stop losses is a dollar amount. Okay? I'm only going to risk 2% of my trading capital. This is what you hear. They are basing it off of a percentage, 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever it is. And some people are risking 100%. You know who you are. Okay? Those with no stop loss are risking 100%. Am I right or wrong? Okay? So when you're risking a dollar amount, but structure is here, what does that tell me when I see this pattern? When I see this pattern, all this pattern is telling me that this is the head. Okay? That's the head of the head and shoulder pattern. You know what else it is? Okay? It's also a liquidity sweep. Yep, that's right. That's right. It's also a liquidity sweep. It's also a fake out. Okay? It's also a false move. Anything that you can name, that's what it is. Okay? That's right. It's a demand zone. It's a starting point. Okay? But here's the cool part. Is that this area is the head. Did you know prior to this being the head, this area right here at one point was also a head? That's right. At one point, this area right here, where I'm at, December, okay, 2022. See if they're going to let me drop down. Because we came back so far back. Okay. That's right. So I want to show you something in here. Okay. Well, it's not going to be right there. I'll just go over here. I'll just look in this area. Okay. Right here. We know that this area right here is the head of the head and shoulder pattern. Right there. But at one point, this was also a head. You may not be able to see it now. Because to create this head, this market at one point needed to create a support level. And then a pull back where the buyers came in. And then a massive drop eventually after the buyers made their money, shift up, boom, we took profit, we're done. And then the next time, the market did what? You guys know it as a liquidity sweep. Because after they make this move, they shift right back up to the other side, and you hear it all the time. They're looking for my stop loss. They were looking for me. Who? They saw me sitting in this area. They ran the lows. Well, check this out. Okay? This area here is ahead. This also used to be ahead. Watch what happens when we drop to a lower time frame. When we drop down to a lower time frame, okay? Watch this now. So I drop down and here we go. You remember this zone right here that we saw that was ahead? Down at the low. Here's the, but remember the area that we saw over here? What did I tell you it was? Okay? Look at this. That's also a head. This head, once violated, turns into your left shoulder. That's right. You find any head and shoulder on your pattern on your chart, the moment it's violated, it turns into a left shoulder. It's reproducing all over again. So what do you see here? You see this 1, 2, 3, change of direction, right? Change of direction. So type inside the chat box if you follow me. What do you think this left shoulder used to be? Everything used to be something. Everyone used to be someone. Look at that. That's your head. What do you think a support level is? A support level has the pattern built inside. The resistance has the pattern built inside. So when I look at the zone right here and I mark up, I cut the head off, and I see that the market had violated that level. There's my violation. Back up to the zone. Look what happened. Look what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Look what happened. This happens over and over and over. Y'all see what happened? I can't make this stuff up. They came right back to the zone and gave us a massive drop. Okay? Right to the zone and drop for over 174 pips. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Check this out. Find your resistance. And then ask yourself at resistance. Type inside the chat box if you know. What shows up at resistance? Okay? So if we know that this shows up at resistance, find a pattern. 1. I could use this one since it's all in here with the wick. All of this is my head. Change of direction. Pull back. Grab my zone. Entry. Targets. Respect the targets. Look what happened. You know how I know we did this right? Look what happened when the market hit the target. They hit the target with a sniper entry. Why did they hit the target right here? I want you to look at the screen. Andrew, you already said it. Because down below, what do we have? Support. What shows up at support? Boom. What shows up at support? I ain't come here to play no games. There's the head. Here's the pattern. Change of direction. Oh no, they forgot me. There's 2 ways you can enter this trade. Okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to this. Okay? 2 ways you can that you can win this trade. Watch this. Number 1. There's 3 ways. Whenever you see a head and shoulder pattern, understand this. it takes a large amount of pressure to push the market down. They pull back up and they drop lower. Think about this. When this market dropped lower, you see that candle in here? For all my smart money traders, what kind of candle is this? What kind of candlestick pattern or setup is this? Right in here. That's an imbalance, right? A FVG, fair value gap. I call this a bear gap. This is a bear gap. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it in from this wick to this wick. I don't want to lose you. So I'm just going to stay right here. The market ain't forgot about you. When they dropped down and created that gap inside of a hidden starting point in this level. Okay? From the wick right here to here. It's a hidden starting point right in there. Perfect. Label your stuff. Bear gap. Okay? Head and shoulder pattern. Gap. Two ways you can enter this trade. When that market created the head, they threw wicks. They did not close above this level. But the moment they loaded up the rocket ship, something happened. Maybe it was news. And they had that large push to the upside. That large push to the upside. Guess what happens next? This got to be a trade that you're willing to take the risk on. Ladies and gentlemen, once they get that large push, you notice sometimes they never come back to your entry. That's because, number one, we had a gap over here. In order to break this gap right here that they came back to fill, they had to push. Okay? Yeah, it's I got my chart upside down, but it's okay. My chart is upside down. They had to push through. Okay? So if I flip my chart, because I was doing some work yesterday on the system. I was doing some work. All right, you can see it here now. Okay? So they had this long push down, just like that. And now, when we look back, you forgot all about this. You can enter your trade at the open of this one right here. The moment this candle open, you can enter the trade. But here's the thing. If you decide to go short here, you have to put your stop loss at that high. You got to put your stop loss at that high. Let that market run. Trust me. Let that market run. It's either going to turn back around and hit your stop loss, or it's going to run. But now notice, when they create gaps, when this market started to run, did we create more gaps? You see that? Because the market is running. It created more gaps. Large pushes in the market. Okay? We got a gap here. We got a gap here. Okay? We got gaps everywhere, right? We got gaps here. Now, here's the cool part. We know that the market needs to come back up to this area because this is where the pattern was created. Okay? This is where the pattern was created. But there's always going to be a problem. In order to get here, remember, ladies and gentlemen, what do we break over here? An inverted. That's right. Always know where you are in the charts. Look at your charts. Look left. Look right. What do you see? Drop, pull back, drop, change of direction, violation. So what we coming back first? Boom. Bam. There's my entry. There's my entry. So now we got an entry right in this area. We use our entry as a resistance. Ask yourself, what show up at resistance? See that? What show up at resistance? Then they finally came and grabbed that zone again, and we treat this like resistance. Ask yourself the question every time you find resistance. What show up at resistance? Start asking yourself those questions. What show up at resistance? And now you're catching plays like this. Treat this entry like resistance. What show up at resistance? Okay, still in the zone. Treat this like resistance. What show up? I haven't even dropped. I'm still on the same time frame. It doesn't matter what time frame you're on. Let's go over the Lux charts. So 4 days ago, I sent this play out on GBP CAD. Okay, I sent this play out on GBP CAD because I'll break it down for you. I know this yellow is kind of bright, but 4 days ago, you can see it right here. What did I find on GCAD? Step number one, I turned on my BOS. All right, you click this button here, and you can turn on your BOS button. It's like a cheat sheet. Okay, it shows my breaker structure right there. Breaker structure to the downside. If I click the button that says bears, it shows me my starting point. So when this market pushed all the way up, the bear button act like a imbalance gap. And notice, all right, it just basically, if I put it right there, it gave me an entry to shift this market higher. Okay, and if I would have just put this from this level here, that would have also given me my entry there. All right, grab my smart fibs and I draw them on this level and target 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? But here's the thing. That wasn't my entry. Nope. I saw this market take off, and then I said to myself, okay, we need to treat this area right here like support, because now this is going to be my new entry. Okay, so now this is going to be my new entry right here. So boom, that's my new support. What do I find at support? So I had dropped down to a lower time frame, and when I dropped to a lower time frame, look at this. I hit my BOS all over again. Boom, it shows my breaker structure. Then I click this box right here, the bears box, and then it showed me this right here. And then I want you to see this. The market opened up. It closed right here on Friday, giving us our entry, and then it shifted up in a gap in our favor. So look at this. Targets gapped to target 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a pretty good trade. If you tell me 65 pips of pure pleasure, imagine the market opening up like that. All right. Now we did the same thing with UCAD. Okay. UCAD, we sent this out 3 days ago. Saw the setup here, and I don't know what's going to happen. We got to go back and remark up these charts. All right. GJ, we do have a play on GJ. On Friday, we were expecting GJ after creating this move right here. This is what I love about adapting to the markets. Okay, don't sit there and cry about it. Okay, we're all not going to win everything. We saw this play on GJ, and we said to ourselves, all right, yeah, we see that it's an uptrend, but you know, GJ actually, this move, I didn't like it because of that wick right here. This wick threw me off. And it turned into to be a starting point. But when I saw this, we had this move here, a starting point, and we believed that, there we go, that GJ was going to give us an entry. Let me just turn it back on so you can see it. Yep. We believed that GJ was going to give us an entry. This one right here to sell. Now let me look back at it now to figure out why did I want a sell. Okay, because at this point, when we were doing the live session, this candle was closing. It was live. Okay, that candle was live. So I was hoping that this candle would have closed, but it didn't. So the next time I saw it, it didn't, it had closed back up here. If these candles would have closed below this one here, it would have made the setup valid. Okay, that's right. No close below. Now these candles are trapped inside of this wick. Okay, so now what are we expecting on GJ? So this pattern is not even a valid setup, only for the inverted. Okay, so when you look at it, this area here now becomes my support from wick to body. That's my support. And now I got to find my left shoulder. I really don't like this one because there's still no break in there. There's still no break in there. Yeah, so I needed that close below. Yep, all of that is trapped in here. Yeah, so now it would probably be this one in here. Okay, this one right here, because look, we got a clean break right there. All right, so now I would look at this one right here, right around that area. So this would be my left. All of this would be the head. So now I would like to see if we can get them back to this area. Okay, right in here. All right, right in that zone. Okay. So if this is going to be my stop area, anywhere in that area, it's about 60 pips in that area. So I'll take this from here, measure that. So that's going to be a 1-to-1. And yep. Okay. 2, and that is 3. All right. So now I would look at this and ask myself, why would they come here? Why would they come back here? And why would they come back here? So I go over to my higher time frame, and that would tell me if they push up higher, why they're coming back to these levels. So now, what is the first thing that you see right in here? You see that? A beautiful pattern telling me why they would like to come back into that area. So I see it. 1, 2, 3, change of direction, massive drop down. Can we see GJ pulling back to this range? A possible reaction, a beautiful combination of a head and shoulder pattern also. Okay, when you look at this thing, this masterpiece, 1, 2, 3, all of this is the head, drop down. Could they come back to this area right in the zone right here? That would be beautiful if they can. And the dollar, the US is buying, they're buying up some yen, but we're going to see what's going to happen with that, So now get a screenshot, because we would like to come back and see if we can find a buy opportunity that's going to line up. Oh, I think I see it. A buy opportunity that might line up with what we want to get up there. So, hey, here's what I'm thinking. They want to use this entire zone. So they could have news to come back to this level. They could have news extended down with a wick. You never know. What in the world am I doing? What is this? Yeah, I don't know what I'm making. It's like that stretchy stuff. There we go. Boom. So can we see this play on GJ? Possible entry anywhere in the zone. That's over almost 200 pips. Okay. Either way, that's over 200 pips. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and download this image. Wait, let me put the name on it real quick, the watermark, so y'all can have it. There you go. Perfect. Download it with the name because we're going to come back to it. We're going to come back to it. This is setting up your plays for the week. OG, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, Coach.
Perfect, perfect. Got that screen ready?
Let me put it up.
All right, one second. Let me stop sharing. Give you access. Um, there you go. Make you co-host. Perfect. All right, go ahead and share your screen when you get a chance. I hope y'all got some value from that because next week we're going to do something different. Meaning we're going to attack the market the same way, but next week you're going to start taking profits when you're supposed to take profit. Okay, build your account. Okay, talk to me, OG.
How I share my screen, Coach?
Hit share on Zoom. You're on the laptop, right?
Yeah,
All right. So hit share at the bottom of your screen,
then hit entire screen.
or you can share the screen you want to share. Once it's going to pull up, maybe you have it under Google, or you can do it entire screen. Yeah, you could do that. There you go. It's pulling up. There we go. Perfect. All right, now you got to walk us through it. Talk us through it. Why did you see this play on crypto?
Was looking at Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum,
Mm-hmm.
and as you can see, I got a head and shoulder right here on XRP on the
Mm-hmm.
daily.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for this, and I also got a violation of a head and shoulder on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
This right here was a 4 hour zone that it already took money from, and then it violated. So I'm expecting the job like come back right here, and then job like spring on up.
Okay. So let's say if a person wanted to enter this trade based on everything that you know right now, everything that you're saying, and everything you've been taught, would you advise them to enter into this trade or right now, or what needs to happen in order for you to say, all right, now I got confirmation that it's going to pull back to that blue zone? What needs to happen?
It need to break out this box. It need to give me a break in the retest.
Okay,
Like come down, maybe and then come down.
perfect. Turn your candles on real quick. Let's turn the lights on. Ooh, look at that wickery. Now you're on the daily time frame.
Right.
Okay, you see that the last large green candle that's up there?
This
Yep,
one.
yep. I want you to put a box on the wick of the previous candle before that.
But this
Yep.
candle.
Yeah, the one above, go higher. Right there, no, down. Yeah, the top of that wick. Perfect.
Right
Right
there.
there, right there. Perfect. This is called your hidden starting point. That's your hidden starting point. Now, if you drop down to a lower time frame, drop down until you find your starting point.
No, no, We put
All right, drop your vertical line. Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Always put that vertical to hold your place. Okay. Now drop down one time frame and let me know when you find the starting point.
Right there.
Easy. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
So now, looking at this now, what needs to happen in order for you to take sales?
It need to break below this starting point. The same thing I got
Yep.
over here. And they
Same
come
exactly.
below. But then they probably come back to that same daily zone. If I take some drawdown, I wouldn't be mad because it'd still be in my seller zone
hmm
to come down.
How does this make you feel to see this stuff and know that you can open up your charts at any given time and
Coach, I feel
start?
like I'm the man. I'm the man.
Wow, wow, and that's that feeling for everyone that's on this call. The moment you open up your charts and you start to see a play with confidence, like you're looking at this right now. And if that market does everything that you are predicting step by step, and when it gets to the zone, what are you going to do?
Push the button.
Push the button. Wow. What else you got for me?
I just was looking at all the little crypto. My cryptos had already made their move, but it's back on this. I probably wanted you to look at this one though for me, 'cause my blue boxes are my daily zones.
hmm
Line chart. This was an invert that
Inverted.
validated, so I was looking at the sale right here, but then I also had a head and shoulder right there that I didn't know if it already took money right there, that it might
hmm
blow past and get me to go up. Or I just was trying, let it jive do what it do. I wanted to come out this box before I make my play for real, for real.
So what are you going to set? Well, there's something that you need to put so this way you're not sitting there babysitting the chart.
Oh no, my alerts is set on my so I got a trade logger account. I got my alerts set on.
Perfect. See, that's it. That's it. Your alerts. The moment those alerts go off, it's time. It's time for your money to go to work.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Most people have access to hundreds of alerts, but they're still using. Oh nah, bro. You remember when we needed an alarm clock to wake up? Now I don't even use alarm clock. My body just feel like it's just been laying in the bed for so long. It's time to get up. Or sometimes we create a habit that we wake up at a certain time every single day. But the charts don't work like that. Yes, we do have dreams of sometimes in our mind, if we're looking at the charts, if we have a price point, how many of you have ever did this before? Have you ever had a price point in your head after looking at the charts and then you start dreaming about the charts and that price point is there in your dream? You can say to yourself, if we don't have news, the price is going to be at this place or it's going to be at this place when I wake up. And it's either there by off by a few pips. Anybody ever experienced that? It's off by a few pips. You see that? So that's why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, if this, then that. That's right. All right. OG, let me take the screen real quick.
Thank you, coach.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share a story, a testimonial, a breakthrough, or have a question? Because I hope you signed up for your one-on-ones. Okay. I hope you guys have already signed up for your one-on-one session. And remember, please, please, um, lock in the time and remember the time. You're going to get an email 15 minutes before your session, please. Anything 1 minute past your session time and you did not notify me that you were going to be late, session is canceled. Okay? You got 15 minutes to notify and say, hey, look, I'm going to be running late. Okay? I treat these sessions serious because this is what everyone gets when they show up to the one-on-one. Boom. Okay? You're going to get the steps. Okay? You're going to get the steps right here. And we're going to break these steps down on the call. And then you're going to share your screen, all right? And then we're going to set up um, a trade alert based off the steps. Okay? A trade alert based off the steps. So I want to save this because trust me when I tell you, it's powerful. Oh man, I went to page number 2. How do I go back? Oh man, I can't get out of here. Oh, there it is. I'm out. Whew, that was close. Man. Almost showed you everything. Look at this. All right, let's see what gold is doing tonight. All right, that's good. All right, Brent oil had a massive gap to the downside. Yeah, because they came back to fill this gap. Okay. Massive gap to the downside. Let's see what we got here. If we switch step number 1, what area is this? What area is this? That's my res. Okay. Come on, get into the habit. That's my resistance. Cool. Ask yourself the question. What shows up? Boom. Identify it. Boom. Right there. Imagine they're talking about Brent oil gap down. Brent oil gap down. But we just went through the steps 1, 2, and they gap down right from our entry. They ask, how do we do this? We keep it super simple. Y'all see that? That's it. Follow the steps. Anybody want to showcase the steps? Anybody want to do the steps in real time? Okay. Here we go.
Let me try it out one time, Coach.
Perfect. There you go.
You ready?
Make co-host. Share your screen right now.
Yeah, I usually do mine on trading view, right? Because I ain't figured out all the steps yet on Lux.
Same steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try that.
Yeah. Go to Lux is even cleaner. Trust me.
It's cleaner.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why it's cleaner. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Perfect. You're on Lux charts. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna try
First thing, you choose the pair, any pair you want.
yeah.
Now, did you know that you see that chat button right there? Did you know that you can create a conversation about platinum, palladium, silver, gold if you just click that
N-
chat button?
No, I didn't know that.
And we can talk back and forth.
Okay.
Every pair has its own chat button.
Okay, that's something new.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just I'm gonna do gold.
All right, do gold. Perfect.
Okay.
Hmm. All right, let's start with a rectangle box.
Rectangle box.
Yep, go to where the pen is at. Click on the
Pen.
pen on the left hand side, right above the letter T. There you go. The rectangle box. Grab that. Perfect. Now, what's step number one?
Get your support and resistance.
Perfect. Find it.
Well, it's the support we got right there, right?
You said support.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, support is on the bottom. Resistance is on the top.
Yeah, my bad. Resistance.
Nope. Well, if you want to use that as resistance, remember you are using the wick, the top wick of the highest candle in resistance. Nope, not that one. Hmm. Okay. You see that candle right about um let me see if I'm right on your screen. All right. All right, those can be your resistance zones also, but bring the top of the box down. Hmm. Grab the top of the dots and bring it down.
1 second. Cool. Throw
Hmm.
this mouse on here right quick, having issues.
Hmm.
All right.
Perfect. Yep, there you go. Keep going. Bring it to the top of the wicks. Top of the wicks.
Oh, okay, to the top of the wig. I got you.
There you go. So remember how you do this from the top. Yeah, from the top of the wick to the body of the resistance. Show me. Put your mouse on your resistance.
Yeah.
No, where your box is at. Show me your resistance. Okay. Your resistance. There you go. Okay, that's your resistance. Now, where's your support? Grab another box. Rectangle. Click on rectangle. Down. Right there. Now, find your support. Hmm. There you go. From the wick right there. Perfect. Okay. I want you to get used to marking up your zones like that, okay?
Okay.
Get used to it. And because you no. Where you going? Where you going? Hey,
Okay, I thought we were supposed to go down right quick.
he ready. He's like, yo, yeah, we out, we out. Like, no, man. I'm still I ain't ready yet. Okay. So step number one is find support and resistance, right?
Right.
What is step number two?
Um, find the pattern, right?
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask
Yeah.
you, are you looking at your notes?
Yeah, find the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, but ask yourself the question though. Make it easier.
I see a pattern
What shows up at resistance?
at resistance.
What shows up when you see resistance? What kind of pattern?
I'm seeing a double top right there, and it
Ooh,
looked like the head
why
and
we
shoulders
speaking that
right
language? Why we speaking that language?
with a double top.
Well, we're supposed to ask ourselves the question: what shows up at resistance? A regular head and shoulder.
Right.
What shows up at support? An inverted head and shoulder.
Right.
Okay.
Invert.
So get used to asking yourself the question: versus you just trying to go into the market raw, like, yo, what's up? I'm here. They be like, yo, whoa, say hello,
Right.
you know? All right, so find the pattern.
So find both of them. I see two of them.
Okay, where?
Like I said, I see
Nope, don't switch. Go
don't
back to your
switch it.
candle. Go back to your candles. Perfect. Grab a box. You boxing everything up. It's like takeout. Go down
Right.
to your box. Go down to your box. Left. There you go. Perfect. Boom. Now just put a box
Um,
around the left shoulder.
this the left shoulder, right?
Okay. Include that wick on the bottom because that wick is trapping that. There you go. Right there. Boom.
So that's like I forgot what you call that right quick.
Starting point.
Yeah, starting point.
Okay. All right. When
So
when are we having our one-on-one
on a 27,
of this month?
yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I got questions.
All right. So can I use this one as an inverter right here though?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Grab your box. Mm-hmm. There you go. Boom. All right. So if you're in this trade, which opportunity gave you a trade?
Right here.
Where was your stop
Both of
loss?
both of them.
Okay. Where's your
You
stop loss?
we probably could have got in right here, and I probably put my stop loss right here.
So so you would have got knocked out of that trade. Okay. They didn't give you an
Oh,
entry.
my bad. Not a stop loss. I meant to say my take profit.
Okay. But your buy opportunity, where would your stop loss be if you entered right there
Um, we'll put at the last week, right?
at the head? Go to the left,
Right here.
in the middle. Yes, right below that.
Okay.
Okay. Your
Yeah.
stop loss would you put a few pips down, just in case. But
Yeah.
notice how that market came to the zone. Now, the beautiful thing about this is gold came back to that level and did not take off instantly. Now they did put you in some drawdown. They put some fear in you. You got nervous for a second. You was like, whoa, what's going on? But you didn't over leverage.
Right.
And it paid off because the market shifted all the way up to the high. Okay. So
Okay.
let me take over the screen real quick.
Okay. All right. Give me a second, there, boss.
So I want to
Yeah, I doubled down on a little bit today. How you
hit stop.
stop?
Okay. So now I'm going to
You
share
got
my.
it?
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen. Gold. Boom. All right. I want you to take notes. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Step number one, identify your structure. You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Identify your structure. That's step number one. You may say to yourself, I already know what I'm doing. I already see the pattern. But listen, you're just opening up your chart for the first time. Okay. You were asleep throughout the night. You were at work during the daytime. You're just looking it up. Train your eyes. So step number one is identify support and resistance. Where's support? Support is the lowest point that created a strong push away. It's the lowest point that created a strong push away. You see that?
Right.
Perfect. So now all I'm going to do right here, you see the wick of this candle right here?
Yes, sir.
You see the body right there? I'm just going to draw a zone right around that candle just like that. And because I'm on the 4-hour time frame, I'm going to write in here 4-hour support because I'm on the 4-hour time frame. Okay? Start
I
on the
got
higher time frame and locate the most recent support and resistance zones, also known as your key levels. Support, an extreme low where price rejects strongly and pushes upward. Resistance, an extreme high where price rejects strongly and pushes downward. Okay, you're all going to get a copy of this. Now, as I look, I see my resistance. Step number 2, we're going to go to step number 2 in a second. This is my support. This is my support. This is my support. Okay, this is support. This is resistance, a strong move down. Resistance, a strong move down, and resistance. Now, let's go over to step number 2. Okay, Donnell, we've already went through step number 1. Step number 2, what does it say?
my mic off. Step number 2, identify pattern.
Yep, identify the pattern. So if we know that this area is the resistance area, step number 2 says at a resistance, we're going to see a head and shoulder pattern. At resistance, we're going to see a head and shoulder pattern. At our support zone, identify the pattern, we should see an inverted head and shoulder pattern. So this is
Right.
why it's important first to find support, find resistance, find the pattern inside. Because the moment you find that pattern, it tells you the direction of the market. Okay?
Right.
Step number 3. Well, this is step number 2. Identify the pattern and draw your zone. Step number 2, identify the pattern and draw your zone. Okay? So as you can see here, there's the zone right there. Step number 3, this is the retest and rejection. Step number 3 is the retest and rejection. And step number 1, we identified what? Step number 1, what do we identify?
Support and resistance.
Perfect. Step number 2, what do we identify?
Pattern.
Perfect. The pattern. Good job. Step number 3, because we already got the change of direction. Step number 3 says we need a rejection from this level, a retest to this level, and a rejection. Ladies and gentlemen, you know this as a test trade. Okay? You know that as a test trade. You can enter this trade right here on step number 3, your retest and rejection. So we've
Right.
already found our support. We found the pattern. We got the retest and the rejection. We end the trade for our test trade. Step number 4 is the more conservative entry. You might say to yourself on step number 4, I'm just going to go to step number 4 because I don't trust the market and my capital is not that much. So now, here we are on step number 4. We see that we go through step number 1, I found my support. Step number 2, I found the pattern. Step number 3, I got the retest and rejection. Step number 4 is drop to a lower time frame and repeat step 1 through 3 all over again. What does that mean? The retest and the rejection becomes my new support. And what am I looking for? The pattern and then the entry, and now we take the trade. How powerful is this?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. Same thing. I found resistance, the pattern, retest and rejection, repeat the steps all over again, take the trade.
Right.
Okay? So now I'm here on gold. I know that this is support. You see what I'm doing, Donnell? That's support
Yes, sir.
from the body down to the wick, just like that. 4 hour support. See how clean that is?
Mm-hmm.
I buy at support, so I'm just going to color code this. Boom. All right. Now, I don't see anything else over here just now, not yet. So now, what I want to look for is a pattern. Okay. Now, this area right in here, I'm going to zoom all the way in so you guys can see this. Right in here. Yes or no? Did we close below this red candle?
No.
Yes. Did
Oh,
this
we
red
did.
can no, did this red candle close below this line?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it did. Right? So that tells me that this area right here was a support that pushed the market up. Where's the last buy candle? Right here. So all of this right here, boom, becomes my right shoulder. This is my entry zone. Stop loss goes below. I found everything that I'm looking for, step 1, 2, and 3 in this area. But I didn't want to enter here. I didn't want to enter here. I needed confirmation. We got wicks, body just slightly above. The only thing I don't like is this wick right here. We didn't get a full close until this candle here. Okay. So now, I know that I got a full close at this candle. That's going to be my breakout right there. But this area here, I dropped one time frame lower. I got a feeling that they want this. They want this area right here. No. This zone right in here. 1, 2. Break out. Change of direction. Violation. Retest. Can we see gold here on the 2 hour time frame? I'm going to extend it left to see what's over there. Can we see gold come back around this price here? 44.86. Okay. Yes, we got a massive gap down here. Yes, we do have a support level here. Yep. Yes, we got a support level here. I'm just following the steps all over again. We got a support here. What pattern shows up at support? Okay, so I got the pattern. Here's the starting point. From here all the way down. Okay, we got nice breakout here. Okay, we close below. Boom. Left shoulder. Head and shoulder violation. Okay, boom. Bring that up to here. All of this is the same. Yeah, we got buyers hanging around in this area also. Okay, we do got buyers hanging in this zone. But you're probably wondering, so do I take this area or not? You're on a 2 hour time frame. Get your money. They might hold this level and never fill this gap. But now let's see what the importance of this level is over here on to the left. What's over there? Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see what's happening here. Resistance. What do we do here? We sell at resistance. Okay. What shows up at resistance? The pattern. Okay, I see it. I see the pattern right there. Starting point, bring that all the way down and done. We got the close below, retest, and sell. I see it. Okay, beautiful. Let me get this out of here. Now we know they just closed above this level. All right, so if this is resistance, this would tell me if they close above here, that's going to be a violation, and then they retest and test the zone. Ooh, look at that massive gap down below. Oh, what else do we have here? I got support right here. I buy at support. Okay, that's support. Did we break below? Yes, we did create a breaker structure right about there. So this is going to be my left shoulder for the inverted. Hey, it kind of lines up with this area. So I'll just put them all together. You know, I'll give them 2 entries. Boom. Entitle your stuff. Okay, we'll give them 2 entries right there. Nice sell off that level, inverted. Oh, look at this inverted right over here. That might line up right with the other stuff. Yeah, kind of does. Now we're just going back. Okay, we got the close below. We got a head and shoulder for a sell right here. We got an inverted for a sell. Make sure you put details on your stuff. Okay, where is that market? Did they ever come back? We know they came back. Boom, nice tap into that level. Nice. Why did you tap right here? Let's go back. Why did you tap that? Oh, that was the support area. Oh, and it was the head and shoulder zone inverted that was violated. So I'll put that right there. Okay, that was that inverted that was violated. And they came back to tap it, tapped it right there. So now guess what we do, ladies and gentlemen? We treat this area, once we get this, we treat it like what? Resistance. And then ask yourself the question, if my entry become resistance, what shows up at resistance? Oh, the pattern, right? But you got to make sure the pattern is there. 1. Nope, it never closed below. It never closed below. Okay, so beautiful rejection. So I didn't even get a chance to get my other trade. Beautiful rejection off of this level. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. They violated this. They violated that. So remember these areas that we wanted down here? This area is confirmed now because this is now a violation. Let me clean up some of this. Okay, this is going to be my warning sign. Warning, warning, warning. Violation. Yeah. So we violated that area. Oh, snap. Did y'all come back and grab that? Let me clean up some of this stuff. Wow. Sometimes you got to look left in order to go right. See, this is the zone we already marked up. Ooh, they did not come. They threw a wick here. Oh, it's the same exact thing. They didn't close above it, and we found that over there. Boom. So I'm staying true to what I'm looking for around this area in here. Okay? I'm staying true to this because if we drop down now, knowing that we want to buy here, we might get lost and say, I'm only looking for sales. Or we might find a buy right in here and we say, I'm only looking for buys. Here, for example, look at this. Perfect example. Starting point. Would you agree? This is a hidden starting point right there. That's a hidden starting point right there. We got to close below. This is the high. Now, all of these are wicks. There's going to be some money in here. But watch, I want to see what's in here. I got to drop down low enough to find resistance. Two to the left, two to the right. Perfect. So now we got resistance. Okay, we got resistance. What shows up at resistance? The pattern. Nope, we don't have it. Nope, we don't have it. Okay, support. It's the longest wick. Nope, no support yet. Hey, it seems like we're going right back to where we came from. Okay, resistance. Okay, here's the pattern right here on the lower time frame. Boom. Came back into the zone, enter into the level. Okay, they try to grab stop losses, but they didn't close up there yet. What y'all gonna do, Gold? What y'all gonna do for us tonight? What y'all gonna do for me tonight? You can do what I'm showing you. You can do this on every time frame. Depending on the type of trader you are, you can do this on every time frame. Step number one, even on the 15-minute time frame, what do we see? Resistance. What shows up next? The pattern. Okay? There's the pattern. Now, okay, close below. Sellers are in. I throw a zone right here because I want to treat this area like resistance in a second. Okay? Boom. High, 1, 2, high, 1, 2. I could treat this like resistance. What shows up? No pattern. No pattern. Okay, come on, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. All right, I treat this like resistance. What showed up? Oh, no. I didn't even see that wick right there. It messed up everything. Resistance, still no pattern. Okay, I treat this like resistance. All right, so got to be careful because we got a support level also. Boom. Got a support, and we see a pattern right there. See a pattern in that support. Ooh, I dare you to close below and run that low. I dare you to close below. Oops, wrong one. Let's see. Um, One click. The order. Okay, what we got here? Doo, doo, doo. There we go. Okay, I wasn't looking. Mhm. Can I get a reaction here? Okay. Give me a big close below. Give me a big close below. I dare you get below that level. Let's see. If we can get them down below that level, I might be able to run this. Why? Why? Huh? Why? Why you couldn't wait? 12 seconds. Can they hold that low in 12 seconds? And nope. Dang it. And oh man, you should have closed below that one. They might push below now. Oh, they should have held that low. So now we got to close below this. This is the part I hate. Now we got to close below that wick. Does that make sense? You see how they're stuck inside of here now? Now we got to close below that. They're just dropping, they're throwing wicks low because they're trying to get the market as close as possible to the area where they want to find, to reverse so it can shorten our profit. Yep. So the next one, look at this. Look how I put the line right there. But look, that's also a lower time frame hidden starting point right there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I see you. I see you. It's a risk you're gonna have to take, when you're on these charts. You got to make a decision. Do I do it or do I wait? Inverted at the bottom, yes. And that's what we want them to come back to. We want them to come back to those lower areas. I want them to get below here and then send a target here on the 15. You know, I want them to come back to the zone. Why didn't I see that gap? All right, can they drop off to this? Can they drop off this level? I think I'm gonna, yeah, I think right in this area they want to start taking off. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I think they want to start taking off from there. I'm in. I feel like they just want to start dropping. In Wick City. Wick City. They just need to take out those wicks at the bottom. They can do that. think they want one more last push down before they have a problem here. They want to tap this level and get out fast. If they break that, it's over though. Come on, you just touching it. Come on. You got 30 seconds, man. Play that game. Yeah, right. Bounce off the left. I know that's why I'm waiting for them to get there so I can close this out. Come on, you got 15 seconds. Don't leave a wick up there. Even if they do get slightly below this with the 5 seconds, don't leave that wick. Don't leave that wick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Push it. Push it. There you go. There you go. Now watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Watch what they're going to do. Nice move, ladies and gentlemen. Nice move. How many of you took that? How many of you took that? Okay. Look, I'm trading with you. I'm putting risk on the table just like you. I'm trading with you. Look what happened when they came to that zone. Why did I mark this up? Okay? Because that zone was support. It was support. What shows up at support? Head and shoulder right there, right? So if we know that they showed up, look, they retested, and we could have took that sell right there with confidence. With confidence. Look, I hope y'all good on a Sunday. We go through the lesson, and then we get the blessing. Okay? You get the lesson, and then you get the blessing. Wow. That was a good trade. That was a good trade.
The coach.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Real quick, in and out.
That's it. Talk to me, Charles.
I don't want to hear that reverb. You can't hear
No, I can't.
reverberation. Okay.
No.
I got in at that starting point, coach, and just wrote it down. Once it came up to that starting point.
Right here?
Yep, the one right over to keep going. No. Come back over to your BOS, by your BOS. That blue one right there. From there. Once it got into I got in right there.
Thank you. Thank you. So you got Charles, why were you so quiet, man? Were you waiting to see if it was going to go in your direction first?
Well, I kind of figured that it was because once it dropped below, I tell you right, once it closed, once it came back to this starting point right here,
Uh-huh.
I was waiting for this right here, coach. So
Wow.
once it came back to that, I took that move right there.
Wow. Come on, man. Like this is it's a let me see. It's an honor and a blessing to be on here sharing the knowledge. What is it called? Sharing this knowledge, man, because look, ladies and gents, you all came a long ways. And getting on these calls, putting together the one-on-ones, okay? Putting together the one-on-ones was one of the best things that we're doing now, because everything that we spoke about, on these one-on-ones, for those who had a chance to get those already, look how that market just bounced off that level. Don't overstay your welcome. Don't overstay your welcome. Okay? Oh yes, I'm learning a lot about all of you on these one-on-ones. Okay? Just get on these calls, and be yourself. Ask your questions. State your true fears. Everything that you're going through when it comes to the charts. Your true fears, because there's nothing that you're going through right now on the charts that I haven't did already myself. Okay? And you saw right now with your eyes, we expected the market to come to a certain zone and it reacted. And we got in with patience and wrote it down. This is what years of dedication, patience will get you. So I thank all of you for tuning in on this session of Lux Talk. An hour 35 minutes, not bad. Okay, an hour 35 minutes. Um, hey, also, Vinny, I just want to make sure, just want to say a prayer, brother, that you know everything is right, all right out there. The family as well. Make sure you guys keep them, because it's that time of the season again out there on the West Coast. Fires. Protect yourself. All right. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. We up 20 to 30 pips in and out. That's right. We up tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the morning rush. Let's go.